finally, we're going to move on to a game that I have done a review for. Just as a disclaimer, it is Tumblin Dice.
Designed by Carey, Grayson, Randy Nash, and Rick Soued. No artist. Published by Griffin.
No.
Eagle-Gryphon Games.
Somebody designed the board.
Yeah, but it had, question marks on the artist. So.
Which I guess would probably be the designer of the game. But,
maybe.
So this is the one we've played the most of. I've played another version, but this is the Eagle-Gryphon version. They have painted boards, but essentially Tumblin Dice is a dexterity game where you have dice. It's pretty much like shuffleboard, where you're flicking dice down these staircase of a board that's made of wood. And, there's four tiers, but the last tier has like little sections. And each player takes turn flicking a die. Each person gets 4 dice. After all players have flicked their dice, you look at the facing on your die, what tier you're on, and it'll tell you how many points you get. So it might be 2 times the die facing, or 3 times, or 4 times, or 1 times. So if you get the max score you can get off a die is 4 times 6, 6 to 18, 24 points.
Right.
You play 4 rounds. Each round you do the order of highest score to lowest score. So it does give you a little bit of handicap because if you're going first, your dice are out there more times for other dice to knock them around.
Right.
And then the last player has, the less chances of them being knocked around. And then you play 4 times. Whoever has the most points wins. This game is fantastic.
Yeah. Good time.
I feel like this is a extremely essential game for families and parties and everything. I mean, it's great. Matt's over here just beating his microphone up.
I can not hit my mic right now. But
yeah.
Yes, it's a fun time. I enjoy this. I know at band practice you had it set up a couple of times, and we just before we get practicing, just come down and play it. And getting guy like Greg doesn't normally play games, but he got into that one.
I have not shown a person this game and then be like, it's okay. I mean, everyone is just. I mean. Even a serious gamer doesn't look at it and say, what? There's so much randomness with getting a 1 or a 6 on your die.
Right.
You can kind of control that in a way.
Yeah.
If you get good, because at least the other versions of the game, the board is kind of wood, but it's like lacquered or whatever. So I feel like it's a little bit different and the dice are solid. They're opaque. This version, the dice are transparent, so they're a little slicker. But the board has painted spots, so it kind of is a little bit grippier than the lacquered, just solid wood.
Right.
It's a lot different because I've played the other versions, the 2-player version and the 4-player version, and the dice do not behave the same way. Now, I haven't really tried it. Oh no, I've tried it with other dice. Yeah, they still don't behave the same way because of the painted boards, because all the tops of these are painted, and so it's kind of like grippier. I don't know how to explain it.
Right. Well, I could see where it would be different.
The friction's different. But I like this version better. One, it's more compact because it does fit in the box. The box is really thin. The other one was really thick, I believe. At least the 2-player version was really thick. It came in a big, thick box. It's great. I did buy 4 sets of other dice, and I've played this with 8 people.
Right.
I don't know. Have you played it with that many?
I don't believe so.
Maybe, what was it, 5?
Yes, 5.
Yeah. 8 people, man. You feel like, I don't know, like, it's just fun. But obviously going first is bad.
Yeah.
You almost want to stay very last and do really good those last couple rounds.
Lots of dice getting chucked at you.
Yeah. They do have some variants they had on the Kickstarter. One was like the D10 and a D8.
The ketchup dice?
The ketchup dice. You give them to the player who's in last place. Or if you play with both, the second last to last place and the last place. D8 and D10 respectively.
Right.
And so you get to flick those at any point. You can flick them the very last. Some of them, I mean, they're pretty heavy, so it's cool to flick them into stuff. It's just like barrel rolls into things.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we tried it with the D8, I believe.
Did we play it with the D8?
Yeah, and I know my concern was I thought it'd be a little too overpowered, but it didn't do too bad. It was a nice little catch-up mechanic.
Yeah. Now, the original game comes with 4 sets of dice, so it's 4 players. I don't think I would play with them with that. I feel like it's a good catch-up mechanic for higher player counts.
No, we did it with the 5.
Yeah.
So that might have been the lowest you might want to try with. Yeah, like you said. So
yeah. But yeah, fun game.
Yeah.
There are other variants that we hadn't played where you just, instead of timesing the dice, it's like the die that you roll plus the number. So 1, 2, 3, or 4 points plus the die. What do you think about that? I don't feel like it's too big of a range. It almost becomes.
I don't feel like you're getting rewarded enough for landing on the 4 spot. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What about for younger kids? Because you got younger kids. I know they probably haven't played this, but do you feel like you would start off with that, or would the multiplication be okay?
I would probably do the adding to handicap myself, because kids are going to have a little bit of trouble with, I think, the dexterity in that sense. So
I gotcha.
And so probably just to handicap and even it up, I would do the adding one.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. So you would do the addition, but the kids would do multiplication.
Right.
That would be kind of fun, actually.
Oh, no. I was saying I would just do the addition altogether.
Oh, everybody would just be adding.
Yes, everybody would be adding. I guess that you could do that too. I guess that would be even more of a handicap. Let them multiply. And
if you're that awesome and your kids are like...
I think that's a big handicap, though.
Yeah.
But I think there's too much... you get a lot more variation and range out of the multiplication. So if they're not able to get it on the 3 and the 4 steadily, then they're only going to be getting like 6 points a time.
Yeah, that's true.
So 6, 12 at the most.
Yeah.
A flick.
There is one last variant that I saw online that people were playing, and that's they use a set of Dungeons and Dragons dice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah. I own 2 sets, but the problem is one's black and gray speckled.
Yeah, not enough difference.
Yeah, well, I guess I do own a blue one. I forgot about that. Maybe I have enough. I don't know. I feel like I might get a couple more sets and try this out, because that might be awesome. Could you imagine that D20?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just doing that for fun. I mean, that's obviously not going to be probably as skill based, but
yeah,
it'd be hilarious.
It would be hilarious. Anyway, final thoughts on Tumblin Dice?
Oh, it's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when you got it out and you say let's play it. So.
Oh man, I feel like if this game was a little bit easier to set up, because you do have to bust it out, put all the each board has 2 pegs that you stick into the next board in front of it,
right,
to make that tiered area, and then you have these little pegs that are stands to make it come off the table. You could probably glue it all together and hang it up on your wall or something. The problem with that is it destroys the portability of the game,
right?
Because it does fit in that box really nice, but it is kind of a chore to get it out and set it up. But usually when you do that, you play 3 or 4 games, I think. So
right.
Anyway, that's Tumblin Dice.
Mm-hmm.